G'day guys, back with another review after a brief COVID lockdown here in Brisbane. Got a chance to see this movie in cinemas, and some of you may be saying, Caleb, you could have just streamed it on Disney+. No, just no. Let's review Jungle Cruise. Starring Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, this is a Disney feature film based off the Disneyland attraction of the same name. The cynical opinion would be that this is Disney marketing their theme parks through a movie, and that they lack creativity to create any original ideas. But the reality is, despite this movie's obvious inspiration, this is a fun action-adventure film. I had a really fun time watching this. Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson are, in my opinion, the two most likable actors working today, and they have a great dynamic on screen. Their back and forth is super entertaining, and Emily Blunt's swagger and confidence is captivating. The Rock is his usual entertaining self, and he has some great jokes and line delivery in this film. I laughed several times watching this movie. Comedian Jack Whitehall also joins the crew, and he plays that typical Disney sidekick character, being the brother to Emily Blunt's character, and he brought a few laughs, but for the most part, he was just a necessary narrative presence. The story coasts along at a steady pace with some interesting twists and turns along the way. The villain is portrayed by Jesse Plemons, and he too also plays that typical Disney villain. Here, he is suitably silly and maniacal, and I did enjoy his involvement in this film. The characters are pretty basic, and the plot plays out in a pretty routine fashion, but what makes this enjoyable is the infectious chemistry between Johnson and Blunt. The only major flaw I would draw attention to is that there are some sequences, especially action scenes, where the editing is quite frenetic. For the most part, the action scenes are enjoyable, but occasionally the rapid editing did become disorientating, and the geography of the scene became slightly confusing. Now, it is important when constructing a scene, especially action scenes, to have a clear understanding of the environment. That way, when you cut between the different angles, you as a viewer are still able to comprehend what is going on. This aspect of the film could have been much better. I loved the first third of the film. The middle is quite enjoyable despite the pacing slowing down, and the final third of the film does become quite ridiculous in parts, but I feel it sticks the landing for the most part. Overall, this is a fun Disney movie with a good cast and a serviceable plot. This is definitely worthy of being checked out. However, I would caution young children not to see this movie, as there is some scenes that I can imagine would be quite scary for younger audiences, as we have monsters in the dark and snakes and all that. So if you are a parent, just know that this isn't suitable for very young kids. Jungle Cruise was a blast, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching this on the big screen. It's nothing special, but I would say it's a good movie. Definitely worth it just to watch Dwayne Johnson deliver some classic puns. Those are my thoughts on Jungle Cruise. Have you seen it? Let me know in the comments below. Like the video if you enjoyed hearing my thoughts, and consider subscribing for more content like this if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in another video.